Translator's Preface of 10 Books on Architecture. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Fredrik Karlsson. The 10 Books on Architecture by Marcus Vitruvius Pollio, translated by Morris Hickey Morgan. Translator's Preface. During the last years of his life, Professor Morgan had devoted much time and energy to the preparation of a translation of Vitruvius, which he proposed to supplement with a revised text, illustrations, and notes. He had completed the translation with the exception of the last 4 chapters of the 10th book, and had discussed with Professor Warren the illustrations intended for the first 6 books of the work. The notes had not been arranged or completed, though many of them were outlined in the manuscript, or the intention to insert them indicated. The several books of the translation, so far as it was completed, had been read to a little group of friends consisting of Professors Sheldon and Kittredge, and myself, and had received our criticism, which had at times been utilized in the revision of the work. After the death of Professor Morgan, in spite of my obvious incompetency from a technical point of view, I undertook, at the request of his family, to complete the translation, and to see the book through the press. I must therefore assume entire responsibility for the translation of the 10th book, beginning with chapter 13, and further responsibility for necessary changes made by me in the earlier part of the translation, changes which, in no case, affect any theory held by Professor Morgan, but which involve mainly the adoption of simpler forms of statements or the correction of obvious oversights. The text followed is that of Valentine Rose in the 2nd edition, Leipzig 1899, and the variations from this text are, with a few exceptions which are indicated in the footnotes, in the nature of a return to the consensus of the manuscript readings. The illustrations in the first 6 books are believed to be substantially in accord with the wishes of Professor Morgan. The suggestions for illustrations in the later books were incomplete and did not indicate in all cases with sufficient definiteness to allow them to be executed, the changes from conventional plans and designs intended by the translator. It has therefore been decided to include in this part of the work only those illustrations which are known to have had the full approval of Professor Morgan. The one exception to this principle is the production of a rough model of the Ram of Hegetor, constructed by...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?